Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how we can trigger Microsoft Translation API using custom scripts. So there are a couple of things that we can do using those scripts. First is we can detect the language of the ticket based on which field value we are passing in the API. We can detect what language it is, and apart from that we can also convert a given text into a target language. So let's see how we can do that. So to achieve this, I have considered a use case here where I have introduced a tab on the incident form named translation. This is the ticket which I created in my previous video, and on this translation tab, it will populate the ticket language, and it will also populate the short description. Whatever description is written by the caller here, it will be populated over here as well in English language, and resolution notes will be populated in the caller's language. For example, if somebody enters resolution information here in English, caller does not understand English, so that will be transferred over here in the caller's language. So let's get over with it. To achieve this, first of all, I need to populate the ticket language, and ticket language will be populated over here on insert of the new record. And at the same time, since short description is a mandatory field, we can also populate short description over here. So let's just jump onto the implementation. I am going to create a business rule first. Okay, so let's create a new one. The name of my business rule is translate data on insert advanced. I'll make it an async call because there is a communication happening with the Microsoft Translator API, which in uncertain scenarios can take some time. So I need to convert whatever short description is entered by the user into English language. So for that, let me create a short description object, and then I am going to trigger the API. This is the name of my API, that is Dynamic Translation, and it contains a function named getTranslation. Okay, and this function contains certain parameters. First parameter is the text which is to be converted. So in this case, it is the short description which contains the text. To be on the safer side, I prefer to convert into toString. And the second parameter is an object which internally contains several other parameters as well. I will discuss about those. So let me create a big parenthesis over here. The first parameter is target languages. Okay, so we can convert the same text into one single language, or we can also convert it into multiple different languages. Okay, so to do that, we need to pass whatever language we want to convert our text into, or languages into an array. So we are going to pass the code of the language over here. For English it is EN. The next parameter would be like we can pass additional parameters where we define the type of the text. So the name is additional parameters. Which again contains two different parameters. One of them being parameter name, second one being parameter value. So I'll consider a plain text. And here I need to define the translator type, which translator I am using, whether it is Google, Microsoft, IBM Watson, or what. So in my case, it is going to be Microsoft. So we can also store all the static values over here into a system property, but let's do it this way for now. Semicolon. So this piece of code will give me the translated text as well as the language of the text. Okay, so the next part is to get those things from this particular code. So let me execute this in a background script so that I can show you guys what kind of response I'm going to get and how to fetch the values from there. Okay, stringify. If I run this script, okay, there is some error. Oh, my bad. I need to go back. So here I need to enter a text. Let's consider this is my text. If I click on run script again, then this is my response. Let's copy this and paste it in a notepad. So this is an object where I have an object variable named translations. Under that I have target language and the translated text, which is the conversion, and the detected language code is DE. So from this response I can get two things. One is the translated text, and second thing is the code of the language, which will be my ticket language. Okay, so let's go back to a business tool and save all these things. So this is going to be my translated short description. Here is my short description object. Next I had was translations, which is an array. This is an array because I passed translated language as English, but as I said, it can be multiple other languages. So first object would be the first language we passed, then the second one. That is why this is an array. So I need to fetch the first object from the array here. So it is going to be something like this. Then I have the translated text. So this is going to be my translated text. Now I also need to fetch the language from here. So let me create another variable. This is my short description object. And from here I am going to go to my detected language parameter. And then there I have a code. So now I have both the things which I need, the translated text and my ticket language. Now I need to pass these values to my incident record so that it is updated. Now how do I do that? For that purpose, let me create an object first. So that I don't have to create multiple arguments for my function. That is why I'm doing this. I'm simply going to pass the translated object. And to update that, I am going to call a script include. And within this script include, I'm going to create a function named set translated data on insert. It will contain two parameters. First parameter being the object itself, and second parameter being the sysID of the incident. So whatever I wanted to do within this particular business rule is now done. Now I am going to navigate to my script include once this is saved. So this is my script include, and let me copy the name of the function from here. There were two parameters. One is this, another one is this. So here, first of all, I am going to query my incident table. I know there is an easy way, but I am used to of doing it this way. Many people might be wondering why don't I do simply incident.get and pass the sysID. Let's not enter into that debate. So one of my field name is ticket language. Okay, and my second field name is short description translated. Now the ticket language which I have on the incident form is a reference field which refers to sys underscore language table. So I cannot simply pass the code of the uh, language over here. I need to pass the sysID, and I can simply pass the short description which is translated directly over here. So let me first do that. This is my object and here is my short description. Now for ticket language, what I need to do is, first of all, I am going to get the sysID of the language. Language sysID equals to, I already created a function named getLanguageSysID, so I'm going to call this one here, and then I'm going to pass the language code which I have. The name is this. So I have already passed the ticket language now, and I have the language sysID as well. So this is pretty much it. I have already set the field values. Now I just need to make sure of a couple of other things. Since I am updating the same record which is getting inserted right now, it is not a recommended approach. I am going to make sure that I set autosys fields and workflow to false. Okay, so I just need to call this function in my business tool and I think it will work fine. Let's navigate to the incident record now, and I'm going to create a new incident. Let me copy the text. So let's set a caller for this ticket. Able tutor is the caller of the ticket for now, and these fields are empty. If I save the incident, I am expecting two things right now. One is the ticket language, which is populated as German, and the second thing is short description translated, which is also populated in the English language. This is in German over here. So similarly, when somebody populates the resolution information, that can also be populated via the same script. The only difference is you need to create an on-update business tool, and you need to compare the language written over here with this language. If the language written here is not already German, then it needs to be translated to German, and you can get the code of the language from here and accordingly populate the resolution nodes. So this is how it's done by the script, and the script which I have shown you for now just translates the data, and from there you can also get the language which is detected. But if you only want to detect the language, then we have another function called getDetectedLanguage, which also accepts two parameters. It would be something like this. Let me show it to you over here. So it won't need this many parameters. It will be simply like getDetectedLanguage. Okay, and then you can pass the text over here whose language needs to be detected, and the second parameter would be the translator object. Okay, so if you're not already aware, this is how we pass an object. Okay, so this is pretty much it, and thank you for watching.